Beauty, and if you are new to this channel, basically I give out advice and tips that help other hair business owners learn how to make money in an oversaturated industry. So while you're here, if that's something you're interested in, definitely hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and join the Everything fam by clicking subscribe. And also, if you would like to know how I was able to grow my six-figure business by selling hair with no inventory, I have left a free guide to the pre-order system down below in the description box. So go ahead and get signed up so I can send you guys that free guide if you're interested. Today's video is going to be all about what is the best sewing machine to purchase. So you're a wig maker and you want to start your wig making journey. Maybe you've been hand stitching, maybe you haven't hand stitched, and you're really considering making wigs with a sewing machine. Well, first things first, a lot of people always ask, do I need experience with using a sewing machine? Do I need to know how to hand stitch before using a sewing machine? And the answer is no. Basically, you're learning a new skill. The new skill that you're learning is sewing. So if you're going to hand sew, that's a new skill that you have to learn. If you're going to use a sewing machine, it's simply just a new skill that you have to learn. There are no prerequisites. There are no necessary prerequisites. I can't pronounce the word, but there is no you must know how to do this before learning how to use a sewing machine. Literally, if you have the passion and the patience to learn how to use a sewing machine, then go for it. Also, if you would like help with learning how to use a sewing machine, that is something I discuss in both of my online wig courses at onlinewigcourses.com. So using a sewing machine is a very beginner friendly skill. It's just a matter of learning a technique and practicing it and having a lot of patience. That's all you need. Learn a new technique, practice it, and have patience, okay? So when it comes to using a best sewing machine, as you guys know, I have used multiple sewing machines since I've started my wig making journey. I have used a total of 4 different machines. When it comes to finding a sewing machine, do not overthink the process. We are only using the most basic and beginner functions of a sewing machine, which is the zigzag stitch or a straight stitch. All sewing machines come with that straight stitch option or a zigzag option. So that basically means you can use any sewing machine, but the portable handheld machines, okay? Don't use those, okay? Don't use those. But all other machines, you can use them, okay? I always tell people if they're gonna choose a sewing machine, choose a sewing machine based off of your budget, okay? It is not necessary to buy a $300, $500, or $1,000 sewing machine. The first sewing machine that I used came from Goodwill. It was this cute little baby blue sewing machine. If I can find a clip of it, I will insert it over here. But it was a cute little baby blue sewing machine. I forgot the name of the brand. I will link everything in the description box. And literally I found it at Goodwill. It had to be under $40. I do not remember the exact price. I brought it home, I cleaned it up real good, and it was ready to use, okay? The second sewing machine I purchased it from Walmart. It was a Brothers sewing machine. It had to be around $75, extremely affordable. I used it, I loved it, it worked very well. The third sewing machine I got was it another Brothers one? No, it was a Sanger sewing machine. I do not remember the exact type that it was, but I will definitely research it and put that information in the description box. And it was very affordable. It had to be around $100, I want to say, and it came from Walmart. And the sewing machine I'm using now is also a Singer sewing machine. It is a heavy duty, and it costs around $125 for that sewing machine. My experience with those sewing machines has been the same. I liked all of them. They all did exactly what I needed them to do, which was make a wig. In my experience, due to the amount of wigs that I make, my sewing machines would start giving me issues around the 6-month period. So I would say all of my sewing machines last me about 6 months. And I believe the reason for that is because when you're making a lot of wigs, it is an actual machine. So there's going to be bits and pieces that get loose. It's going to be screws that get loose. The tension settings are going to be off. And I'm not a sewing machine specialist. So I have no idea how to maintenance a sewing machine. I'm pretty sure you guys can watch YouTube videos on that, or you can take your sewing machine to some sort of sewing machine maintenance place and have it repaired. But when I do the numbers for my sewing machine, like the sewing machine that I got from Goodwill, basically if I make one wig, I will be able to buy a brand new sewing machine and then have money left over. Or when I do the numbers, even with my most recent sewing machine, let's say if that sewing machine was to just break today, all it takes is for me to make one wig and I can replace that entire sewing machine. So every 6 months, your girl just get a new sewing machine. I don't even worry about having it maintenance or you know, having someone look at it and stuff. I simply just get a brand new sewing machine every 6 months. That is just me. But honestly, when it comes to picking a sewing machine, this is the answer that you guys want. I say picking a sewing machine is just simply determined on your budget. I always tell people that all sewing machines will work for wig making. The type of sewing machine you get is just going to be determined on your budget and how much you can afford at the time. This is one of those situations where you don't want to overthink the process. I always tell business owners that they just overthink way too much, and this is another one of those decisions. There is no perfect sewing machine. You just get you a sewing machine and you use it. Yeah, so don't overthink the process. Like I said, I'm going to list all the sewing machines that I use down below. There is no sewing machine that I've used that I like more than the other. I literally like every single last sewing machine I have used. I like them the exact same. They all have done the same exact thing. And like I said, when it comes to wig making, we are using the most basic functions of the sewing machine. We're not doing any embroidery. We're not making denim jackets. We're not making wedding dresses. We are simply stitching a track on super thin fabric, wig cap. Okay, the wig cap is super thin fabric. So we're basically using the most simple functions of the sewing machine. That is why you do not have to spend $500 on a sewing machine. So I hope the advice that I gave in this video helps you guys. And I am so excited for you for starting your wig making journey. If you want more tips about wigs, definitely follow my Instagram page, Wigs by Ebony. I love to give a lot of wig making tips on that page, so definitely give me a follow. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time.